Tanya, and my dad and me decided to make a house for these little creatures that we make. They're like made of pipe cleaners and stuff. We call them craftimals, so we made a little house for them. So we're going to show you how we did that.
All right, so we're putting our resources together to start planning our construction. Just using some plastic containers from ice cream and yogurt. We've got a bunch of cardboard boxes here we use to build stuff. We need a couple of knives. So we got a couple of these, just be careful when you use them. And a glue gun.
Where's the glue gun?
There's our glue gun over there. So we're ready to start building. What do you think? Mm-hmm. All right, let's have at it. So here we are got the basic structure built of what we're going to plan. There's going to be a gate here, and then a little house that's built into a hill, kind of like a hobbit hole. There'll be another little gate over here, and then there's going to be this tree. So this is all the structure basically made out of cardboard. And so now the next step is going to be to put expanding spray foam all over here and build up the rock formations in the field and the bridges and all this stuff. And then the last step will be using the paper clay to do all the detailing. Alright, so now we're ready to start spray foaming. So we're going to use this spray foam with, I'd recommend one of these attachments because these work really, really well for it and help you control where it's going much more easily. And I've got an extra can here, but we probably won't need it. Shouldn't need too much. We're just going to go make a little layer here for the fields, up over the bridge, and around the top of the roof. And then we can shape that and paint it and do all sorts of stuff with it later. Alright, so now we've got the expanding spray foam done. Tree over here. This is a big house that's underneath. And we've got a pathway and a bridge. And we got to figure out how we're going to make this into a garden. What do you think?
So we need to cut this so it's a path that goes inside of here. Mm-hmm. Then we also need to cut over here.
Path over here, you can't really see it in the camera. There we go.
Yeah, there's a little entryway inside the house too, and we need a path that goes here and then goes over here and then comes back to this path.
So we're going to try and do some sculpting, figure out where it's going to be grass, where it's going to be rocks. Use some stuff that's already in here with the expanding spray foam because that stuff gets really big. And we're going to mark it off into areas that might be rock formations or grass and different things. So we're going to mark those off with some markers. Alright, so now we finished the shaping section. So you can see we kind of tried to cut this. A lot of it's going to be grass, a lot of it's going to be stone, but you can kind of see the spots that are stone. Over here, there's going to be a big stone formation here, and another one over here that we kind of cut out, and some rocks coming into the front door. So we kind of shaped this out. We're going to do a lot of the detailing in plaster, or in paper clay. And then we cut out a doorway. You want to show us, Dania?
This one?
Mm-hmm. So we cut out this so we can get in there, the little animals. And now we're going to cut out some of this extra cardboard in here so that we can plaster it when we're done with the walls and make it look really, really pretty inside. So we're going to remove some of that and get it ready for painting. All right, so now we've gotten the cardboard out. It's not that much, but you can see now in here the walls are, ooh, that looks cool. So now you can see inside the whole house that there's not a bunch of extra cardboard flaps folded down and sticking out in the walls. All right, so now we're going to do the tree and some of the plaster work before we paint. I thought we were ready to paint, but then I remembered we need to do the plaster for the bridge. We need to do the plaster on the house and on the tree and get the tree ready to go. It's just a frame right now, and on this doorway as well, and then it'll be ready to paint. So we're going to do that now. All right, so this is the next stage. I did the painting, but I forgot to film it. So I'll tell you what I did. We went through, took the whole thing outside in the last stage that you saw and ran a thick coat of black spray paint over it. It doesn't matter if you're doing rock formations like this, you can use whatever kind of paint you want, even though some of these paints will eat foam. It actually makes the texture come out really, really cool in the foam. So cut the foam into the rock shapes you want and then spray it a good thick coat of black spray paint over everything, including the tree. We did that. Then as you do the next coat, you wait till the black dries and then do a coat of brown, a lighter coat of brown over that. And then an even lighter spot coat of green or yellow. We use a yellow that goes over the brown and creates this kind of grassy kind of a look. And then over the top of that, we do the white and spot paint with white. Then after I did that, then the tree already had moss on it, but you can see it matches the colors really well. After we did that, I went in and did some plaster work. So I just put in some clay, the paper clay here, and made some brick, a little brick porch here, and a little brick pathway here. Okay, so now we're getting ready to do some detailing on here. And finish up painting the bridge. We had to patch a couple spots there. I gave it a little spot paint of yellow, a couple spots to bring out this grassy, mossy look a little bit. I actually got some yellow on the sidewalks. I got to paint over that. But so we're going to do some detailing, trying to bring out the rocks a little bit and bring out the moss color. Right.
Okay, so now we're just gonna add some finishing touches like moss and dirt. So we just got some real moss and we got some real dirt. And so we're just gonna see where we need to put some moss, where it just looks good. Like if we wanted to put some here, we would glue it with the glue gun instead of using silicone because silicone stings. And so we're just gonna put some moss and some dirt on there with the glue gun. Okay, so now we've got all of the moss and the dirt done. We just glued it all there. And here's a little bridge. So it has some moss up here. And then this little path, it's like a mixture between moss and dirt. So this. And then it goes into here, but there's nothing in there. And then we made, then we put some moss here, some dirt here, and just some moss and dirt everywhere, and some dirt and some moss on the stones. And now we're just going to put the crafties back into their new house.
See a couple of them. You can show a couple of them to us.
It's a little red panda. Thank you. This is Palm. It's my favorite one.
He is cute. Super fluffy.
It's a Pomeranian. And this is his best friend, Palmy.
So we got this pretty much finished up yesterday. So today I went in and added some extra touches. There wasn't enough grass, I felt, so we added some more grass. Made the whole top of the hill kind of a grassy knoll. Add some more grass in the fields in the front. And now I'm gonna add some leaves. So for the leaves, we just went to IKEA and we bought one of these big leaf panels. And then you can just pull the leaves off and glue them on. Also, we discovered through trial and error that putting the grass on with the glue gun, you can burn your fingers really easy. So what I suggest is if you take the end of the glue gun when you're doing this, it works really, really well. And you put some glue on and spread it around with the nozzle of the glue gun, spread it around the surface a little bit, and then wipe it and pull it away. And then instead of taking a little tiny bit of moss and putting it on there, grab a big chunk of moss so you can push it into the glue with your fingers. And then once it's dried, then you can pull away the excess moss and put it back. And that's what we did with all this section up here, and it worked really well, didn't burn our fingers. So the first few bits we were trying to spread it out and then press it down with our fingers, and you get the glue on your fingers and it really can burn. So to avoid that, go with more moss and shove it down there, and then you can pat it down with your fingers without touching the glue. Once that's dried, pull it away, and then you'll be set and safe. All right, so now we're ready to start doing the leaves. So we're gonna do the same thing that we do with our autumn leaves, which is instead of cutting at the stem, we've tried this 2 different ways. We used to use the entire stem and glue the stem onto the branches. But this way that you can see right here works a little bit better, and it's a little more stable. So we're gonna cut the stem completely off the leaf. And then we're gonna cut a little tiny notch out right at the base of the leaf where the stem would go in there. So that looks like this. And then the branch is gonna be glued right in here. So I'm gonna take the glue gun, we're gonna put a little bit of glue just on the inside of that. And then if I want to take it here and put it on this branch, I can just wrap my fingers up around there, hold it in place for a second, and voila, the leaf is glued to the branch. There it is, all finished.